Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome into a 2024 edition of Ritchie and Rob, brought to you by the great people at betPARX. Jon, Happy New Year, man. Good to see you as always, and I wish it was a little happier for me.
Bert. It's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I feel awful about everything as it pertains to football, as we all do.
Yeah.
It's a rough time because we're just now realizing, with this new year that our football team might suck. Our football team might be nothing close to the conference champion that we expected. We just assumed. We assumed so much. Bert, you and I, we all assumed too much for this team. And now the harsh reality, a month worth of losing crammed into these last 5 weeks. And we feel like, this is what it feels like to crash to earth and reality and not believe in your coaching staff and not believe in some of the older players that you thought were old vets. I'm sorry, Bert. I'm waxing, and it's not poetic. I'm waxing disgusting over here. This is horrendous.
Well, no, Jon, listen, to your point. You enter the month of December at 10-1 at the number 1 overall seed, and you exit it with a thud at 11-5 and a 5 seed. So you're not wrong. So here's the question I had, and we're all guilty of thinking they were much better than this. How did we get here? How did it all go so wrong so quickly with this team? I mean, beyond the Cardinals game was, emblematic of just what a lot of the issues had been that they sort of gotten away with, I guess, to an extent. But how did we get here, man? How did it get so bad so quickly?
Well, I guess it wasn't quickly. We've been saying all year, hey, this team has issues that we didn't really see last season. Last season, we were able to solidify our run defense by adding 2 KG veterans to the defensive line, and it worked. And we actually did stop the run. And that helped our defense be, solid. And we could make the other team one-dimensional. I thought that was a huge deal. This year, we, Jordan Davis once again let us down. Let's be honest.
Big time.
And Jalen Carter, holy cow, he faded down the stretch. Both guys were not able to hold up. We thought that the youth would prevail, and man, the rookie wall hit instead, or whatever that was. What happened? How did we get here? Well, we've been seeing the offense ignore the run, seemingly for large spans of first halves, and inexplicably so, and that was frustrating. We've seen our 2-minute offense at the end of first half sort of sputter, but we say, hey, you know what? We're dominant. We're up by 2 touchdowns. It doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter that they're not going for the throat with the passing game, with the 2-minute offense, working out the kinks in the pass protections. Everything will take care of itself once we get to the end of the season. Well, here we are. We're at the end of the season. It's week 18, and we are not the best version of this team. We're not we're not peaking like we expected, like we've been promised by this coaching staff. And so I feel bamboozled.
Bert. Yeah, no, it's fair. And I guess the follow-up to that, Jon, is well stated, by the way. Has Nick Sirianni lost this team? Because there is a lot happening here, Jon, with Antonio Brown or AJ Brown, with a lot of the other things that's going on in terms of, potential leaks. He doesn't appear to have answers. He's a guy who's supposed to be a connector. He's maybe not necessarily an X and O guy. They're certainly not Xing and Oing their way out of this. In fact, it looks worse on the defensive side than it did before Matt Patricia took over. Do these guys still believe in whatever message he's conveying?
It doesn't look like it. I don't know. I mean, I have been a part of I was a part of a Super Bowl team that lost faith in their coach after 8 games, halfway through the year, and we ironed it out, and we went on and won the AFC. That's an Oakland Raider team that lost to the Bucs in the Super Bowl. But it's rare that you can grab that back once you've lost the belief. And who knows how deep this runs. Who knows if we'll ever find out the truth, the details. It doesn't seem like that's the kind of thing anyone wants to be forthright about when you've got mistakes being made out there. We're just in a bad spot, Bert, and it is not over. But we, as Eagles fans, feel like, well, what's the best that we can expect, right?
Yeah, where's the ceiling here?
Right. I thought the ceiling was a world championship, and now that feels frivolous to suggest.
Yeah, it feels really two and done to me, John. Like, I think they can win the wild card round if things, go as we maybe expect at Tampa or whatever. Although they're playing a lot better, I realize that.
They sure are.
Sands
Baker
last
Mayfield's
week
playing the best we've seen ever.
But if you're asking me on the road against either Dallas or San Fran or both, I mean, you can't get past the Cardinals, who have nothing to play for at your place. It's hard for me to gather any momentum for that. I will tell you that, man. It has been rough. That's for sure. All right, John. So we'll come back a little bit later in the week and we will preview what's to come. We'll dig in a little bit further into that, what they're looking at the rest of the season. All right. He's John Ritchie. I am Rob Ellis. We are Ritchie and Rob for the great people at betPARX.